Welcome to Top 10 Mods for Forge 1.16.5. You can see over here I've got a cow which is called Ghast, and I'm going to spawn a Ghast in that box over there. Okay, so let's try that. And then you can see the Ghast Cow is spawned. So interesting, it looks like standing directly underneath it is a pretty good idea. So during that fight I used the Cactus bow, and that's from the Cactus Mod. So in deserts you actually will find another type of cow, which is the Cactus Cow. And if we shear the Cactus Cow, it will turn into a normal cow and give us cactus. Some things we could make cactus sticks, and they are actually used to make the cactus bow and also the other cactus tools. So the cactus sword does have a chance of inflicting damage. Also make the cactus workbench from cactus. And if we craft something with the cactus workbench, it will actually do damage to you. Let's check out the cactus bone mill. So there's actually a way, if you're in the desert, to get access to wood. Also we can see there the cactus shield. So here we have the cactus slime block. So it's like a less powerful slime block. Here's the cactus flower. Obviously I've got the tick speed pretty far increased. It's going to drop cactus fruit. There's the cactus chest. So the cactus chest is actually going to void items. And if we take a look at the cactus hopper, also going to do exactly the same thing. Take a look at the cactus carpet. Actually going to damage mobs. It'll also give you 2 minutes for dropped items to despawn. Well, let's look at the cactus cart. So that will damage you as you travel in it. You can see we have the cactus dispenser. It's going to shoot out spikes. The cactus TNT. Shoot out a bunch of spikes. Also, using cactus and iron, you can make this, which is prickly iron. And we can also then put a Johnner lantern on top, which is made just with a carved cactus, which can be made like that. We also have a few mobs. We have the cactus spider, cactus skeleton, cactus golem, cactus snow golem, the cactus creeper, wow, cactus slime, cactus sheep, and finally the cactus pig. Now I want to look at a mod called Dimensional Paintings. So you can see we can make the overworld painting, the nether painting, or the end painting. So let's get a bunch of these. So if we place down these paintings, you can see there's the overworld one, there's the nether one, and there's the end one. So these are paintings which you can actually go through. So you can see I just jumped into the nether painting. Okay, so I've ended up in this box here. Actually an incredibly good spawn. Back to the overworld. We just put our overworld painting in there. And again, it looks like we're in a box. So it's actually put us pretty close by. So now we have a mod called Telepastries. It has cakes that let you go to different dimensions. So you can see we've got the Nether End and Overworld. We've also got support for Twilight Forest and Lost Cities. And other dimensions as well. Interestingly, this one puts you... So the end one actually puts you directly where you would expect it to go. The Telepastries does similarly to the... as a similar box. But it does look like the end one is using the actual... Say you have a sheep and you right click the sheep with an oak sapling. There we go. So that gets you a woolly sapling. If you grow the woolly sapling, you're going to get a tree made out of wool. Which is obviously pretty useful. For instance, if you're using a windmill in Create or something like that, it'd be pretty useful. Okay, let's try renaming the sapling to Jeb. And you see it becomes a special type of sapling called Jeb sapling. Now when you grow the tree, let's have a look. You can see the tree is actually going to grow in all the different colours of wool. So it's a very simple way. You don't have to get any dyes at all. You can just grow the tree and get different coloured wool trees. Alright, so say we have a panda in the world. What you can actually do is convert this into a resource panda. So normally it requires a block of what you want to convert it into. So say we had diamond and emerald. And we're going to click on our resource panda. And we're going to click on the panda with a diamond block. And you see the panda begins its process. You can see there the panda has now become a diamond panda. And what this means is that any time the panda sneezes, is actually going to sneeze, potentially going to sneeze out diamonds. And you can see it just did it there. And the reason it did it there is because I've also increased the chance massively. So essentially, if you want to do this, you would want a weak panda. As you can see in the command, I did a weak panda because they sneeze more often. And try the emerald one as well. So yeah, pretty cool, that one. There you can see some emeralds as well. Also use a block of netherite as well to get the netherite panda. So kind of like it's a pretty cool way to get resources. Okay, so sometimes you'll be mining redstone ore. So you can see when I mined that redstone ore, I got this, the red ant hive. And this is a pretty cool mod called Anthill Inside. Let's put it again, actually. Okay, so this is the ant hive, and the ants live in here. And you can have up to 3 stacks of ants in there. And what this is a transport mod. So I'm going to show you kind of like a simple way of doing it to start with. And if you take a look at the ant hive, you'll notice this is the input, the larger side, and the output is the smaller side. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a chest as input. And the ants will actually create a pathway. So for instance, say we wanted to do something like this. You'll notice the direction that the ants are going. And we're going to put another chest here, just to sort of show like a simple way of using this. Now we're going to take a crafting table. And once we put this in here, we're going to want to have a crafting recipe. So say we do a stone crafting recipe. Now we need to set up the input and the output. So the input we want to say get from a chest. So we'll do a hopper. So that will see it like a hopper with that chest next to it. And then the output we can say a dropper. So that'll be like a dropper on the output. We can also put this red sugar in, which is just redstone and sugar. This makes the ant colony grow larger. You can see here the colony is boosted. So you can see we're going to start to generate more and more ants. So we put the stone in, it acts like a hopper. And you can see it's working. You can see it's actually dropping the items out. And the ants are carrying it along. So once we do a redstone signal here, you'll see this is like redstone dust. You can also do something like this. So it can also go in here as well, which is pretty awesome. Alright, let's try putting a blast furnace in the middle. We get this error about the coal. You can see you can also use it as a blast furnace. We're going to move on to a mod called Spelled, and if you look in the loot chests, you're going to find we're going to get various different tomes. Let's have a look. You can also get these tomes from the Wandering Trader. Okay, so we'll start by making a leveling altar. Okay, so how does it actually work? Well, what you have to do is once you get all those books, you're going to unlock stuff in here, and it gives you a bunch of Latin words. Okay, so once you've learned everything, I'm just going to show you an example one that I've got here. So you can see the size is grandis. We've got rubrum, which is red. Fractionist means break, and then a projectile. So if I type that in, you can see you can actually break through blocks. Now, what if I wanted to make that bigger? Well, you can do a couple of ways. So, for instance, we could do grandis. We could have 2 grandis. So that'll make a larger gap. You can actually go gigantic with this, and it just depends on the power of your computer. But you can see the sort of level that you can break through. It's very powerful, this particular spell. Let's take a look at this one, Disilient. So if you hover over it, it will actually tell you the name of it, large red cold projectile. Okay, that's something pretty cool. So now something really cool actually. So this is a mod called Liquid Blocks. So you can make a block out of a lot of different stuff that you wouldn't normally expect, like liquid diorite, liquid granite. I've chosen anyway for liquid podzol. And say we wanted to fill this area here with podzol. You can see, it also gives you the nausea effect. It's actually going to fill that area with the block that you want. So if I wanted to fill another area with glowstone. So it really is kind of like a... That one actually may be something else. No. So this is actually like a very interesting way to place blocks by using the water mechanics. Really, really cool, the sort of things you could potentially do with that. So finally we have a biome mod I've been using called Spheric. So here we are in the Antrazer biome. You can see, interestingly, it works automatically with Tinkers, which is pretty awesome. I guess that works with all mods. And we've got the table. You see we can have a table and chair. So the planks are also... So you can see we get the usual things as well as the door. We also get the vine block as well. Potentially could be used as a ladder. Seems to be placeable in just about anything. And the other interesting thing as well is you can actually potentially build it out like that. It does actually slow you down when placed on the ground. We'll take a look around the forest now a bit more. You see the difference here when we move on to into a regular biome. Difference in the watercolor. And you can see the biome blend here. You can see there is actually some. This is a larger lake structure here. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of water in this biome. You can see it's a lot of water, a lot of dense jungle type forest. Sort of the two main things of this biome. And you can see actually by this structure as well that it adds sort of these mini structures. So this is kind of a thing, like the biome themselves contain little mini structures. I think this is something which is becoming more common in later versions. So here we have the Larks forest. So this has got a darker blue tinged to it. You can see these are almost like spectral leaves. The grass block is very dark. The vine's very similar. And instead we have the Larks. If we take a look at the Larks, you can see all the sorts of the same thing. And you can also make the chairs and a table. And then we have the door. Everything that we saw in the other one. The shroom block as well. This is a diaphanous is a good word for this. It's a transparent, it's not translucent, it's transparent, I guess would be the right way to define that. So now we have the dark forest. It's still large trees, but they've actually got different leaves. So that's something which I don't see too often actually. I also got a block peat. So I'm not sure if peat is like a farmland block. It doesn't seem to be, looking at what you can do here. But there's very tall trees. It's a combination of dirt and peat. Pretty cool biome. Looks a bit like a taiga with giant redwoods. We can see the mainly dirt as the root material. Again, we're seeing like these horizontal logs. And there is a large amount of this, which is the peat. Small amounts of water. We also have this, which is a Ascender ore, which I assume can be made into Ascender gems. Pretty straightforward, tools, armor, etc. And finally, we are here in the ALPS biome. So here we can see. Quite impressive, actually. It's cool to have a winter biome that has a so you can see, wow. So again, quite a flat biome, similar to the last biome. I feel like the rivers are pretty large as well. But yeah, so that is going to do it for this video. So until next time, thanks for watching.